We have discussed with foreign countries, asking them to closely monitor Nigeria. Al-Mustapha speaks. Good day to you, my dear listeners. It's your favorite broadcaster again. Here is another interesting news coming to your listening ears. As Al-Mustapha says, they have discussed with foreign countries, asking them to closely monitor Nigeria. Moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. According to a report by Daily Post, retired Major Lamzal Al-Mustapha has announced that he will contest in Nigeria's 2027 presidential election, stating that this time his ambition is not symbolic but driven by genuine intent. In an interview with BBC Hausa, the former chief security officer to the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, said he is fully committed to participating in the next general election, emphasizing that his earlier bids were more exploratory in nature. He said preparations have already begun, including consultations with international stakeholders to ensure greater transparency in Nigerians' electoral process. Al-Mustapha expressed concerns over the integrity of past elections, claiming that outcomes were often manipulated rather than genuinely determined by vote cast. To address this, he disclosed that discussions have been held with foreign entities, urging them to pay closer attention to Nigerians' electoral proceedings moving forward. That is why we have discussed with foreign countries, asking them to closely monitor Nigeria, especially regarding the elections, because election results are usually written, he said. He also made it clear that he has no interest in forming alliances with political groups or individuals whose ideologies clash with his own. He said any association that compromises his values or the nation's dignity would be firmly avoided. Responding to a question about potentially backing another candidate, such as Atiku Abubakar, Al-Mustapha dismissed the idea, saying their political directions are fundamentally different. Al-Mustapha previously contested the presidency in both 2019 and 2023 without success. However, he insisted that his 2027 campaign would be different in both seriousness and strategy, with a renewed focus on national issues such as security, poverty reduction, and the deepening of democratic values. My dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, now I've come to the end of our today's news, and now before I go moving down to the comment section, the first comment here says, Inyang Tool is murderer. If you don't know, try like know, okay. A comment I have here says, love want to kill me for a year. Al-Mustapha will become a president. What a dream. A comment who says, I think say you get sense now. I know you be mumu. Which foreign countries, those that are responsible for the failure of Nigeria or what? Good evening, my lovely friend. Al-Mustapha, I dare your back, hero. A comment here says, who monitored you and your killer squad when you were leading a cannibalistic organization during your 8 days when innocent human beings or your others were massacred in broad daylight? Sergeant Rogers is still alive, who led your notorious killing squad and was the deadly arrowhead marksman who took delight in cutting down human life with reckless abandon. Were it to be a sane environment, Where morals and decency matter, you would have locked your head in shame, isolate yourself away. Another comment here says, so sad. You are part of the Fulani script to wrest last power back to North. Just as the emperor of Fulani agent Erufai is spreading venomous tricks due to discovering other angels' lies. A commenter says, I guess is referring to Chad and Niger, so that those countries can bring in more terrorists into Nigeria. The truth is there if you really needed changes. In Nigeria, go for Al-Mustapha, but if you like, voila, okay, continue like that. And the last comment here says, no foreign country will come to your aid if you have nothing to offer. You take 40 and they go with 60.